I like. Honestly, just like
Just bring my drink.
Zoe being like, I'm gonna be really quiet. Clunk. And then Carl's reaction just being the most inappropriate dance I think I've ever seen on stream. Oh, welcome to the Catching Up podcast. What a great
Thankfully,
start.
no one will ever see that.
No one will ever see that. No.
Welcome, friends.
Welcome. This will be one of two podcasts in your RSS feed this weekend before we get to St George's Park, or whenever you end up listening to this podcast, or on YouTube. This will be covering the men's leagues at St George's Park in this podcast. I don't think we've got one for dodgy news. I don't think there's much dodgy news to talk about, to be fair. So, yeah.
Not that I can think of.
There was Vienna calling. That thing happened.
Vienna calling.
Is that what
Then-
the tournament was called?
Yeah.
And then
That took place.
Yep.
That did
it
take
happened.
place.
Well done to
Spartans.
Spartans.
Like Spartan made a final.
Uh,
I see
Spartans
that on
won a
social
final.
media.
Won a final, and the others.
Knew one of them did.
Yeah,
Did
then
they- but like, right? Can somebody explain this? Did I not see an Instagram post where it said they made 3 finals, but they didn't actually make 3 finals?
I mean, they technically
No, I think-
made 3 finals.
yeah, they just didn't win them.
But I thought I swore I seen that they came third. Yeah.
So they made
Sure.
they made the third, fourth final.
Oh, bug
Oh,
off.
it's even worse. I just thought somebody blundered.
awful.
Do better, Spartans. Come on, you're better than that.
Switzerland Euros made the 9th, 10th final.
and you know what? We're proud of you for that. We're proud of you for that.
We're good. We're so talented.
It's incredibly talented, honestly, unmatched.
Probably
some would
shouldn't laugh at that comment, but
say. Yeah, how did Ireland do again? Sorry.
I don't know. I wasn't there. Can't blame me for whatever happened. Why is Nick doing like little chicken dance? Please watch that on YouTube, please.
Yeah,
Not
all
only
our
do
audio
we want the-
listeners.
Not only do we want the views boosted, but that was funny.
Yeah, just if you're on the way to league, listen to this. Just pull over a second and just like watch on YouTube briefly. It'll be fantastic.
Oh,
I remember sitting in the passenger seat, just like hold it up in front of you as you're driving down the motorway. It's super
Dangerous
safe,
driving
definitely.
a lot. You'll be fine.
Unless you play for bees, then do not fucking watch this. Everybody else, you work quiet. Nobody's gonna get hurt. I swear.
Yeah. So Vienna calling happened. I believe some national world championship teams have been announced internally from what we're hearing. Maybe.
Yes.
Yes. I don't actually know what the full list is though. So, but
Yeah.
hopefully they'll publish that soon.
Yeah, just so that Nick can remember instead of hearing the names and forgetting them, because that's how little he cares.
Yeah. Who does care?
This is why recording on a Friday evening is probably the worst idea.
Hey, look, I gave you the option of Wednesday, and you guys were like, nah. So
Correct. And I don't regret it.
No, Rocket League was good fun. But I think that's about it. So let's go straight into Men's Super League. Pretty interesting day from a Men's Super League perspective. There were some hella results all around the park.
Some are calling me the greatest box coach in the history of dodgeball. Like, I don't know if it's the truth or not, but it's correct.
It's like after they've been hit in the head with a dodgeball, like
That only happened once.
oh, then you're winning totally. Yeah, I mean, starting off the day strong for Bees with a win over Spartans. I did ask Elliot and Alex the question the day after at Mixed League whether there'll be a season where Spartans don't get ravaged by injury. but it's definitely not this year. Because there weren't many of their normal
who's
first
missing?
team.
So Scotty's missing. He's injured, right?
Yeah.
Was-
Finn didn't play.
Straubs. Oh, Finn didn't play, is right? Yeah.
Straubs
fair.
didn't play.
Well, that's
was-
not injury, right? That's just pulling out because he wants to stay fit for foam, I believe.
Fair enough. Was Harrison playing?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a bit of a mixed up team, wasn't it?
It was. To be honest, Bays should have won by a bigger margin. They kept throwing very silly catches at certain points. You remove them, and we were actually quite comfortable in a lot of the game. We made it a lot harder work for ourselves than it needed to be, especially in the second half. We allowed Spartans to get back into it whenever it's just unnecessary. But as a team performance, we pulled through very, very well, to be honest. Everybody on the B side kind of had their moment of stepping up and seeing out the game really strong. Especially Brew in the first half was absolutely on fire. He was making great trades. He was taking big catches. Even made like a nice sacrifice play to make a catch on. I can't remember who it was. Whoever was playing, it might have been Jaffa. But yeah, no, I was really, really happy with how we played overall, minus the dumb shit. But as the day went on, they ironed out the dumb shit more and more, which I haven't seen the Killers do in a long time. But as a team performance, that was the best I've seen them play this season. Like as an all round day, and to start off with a huge win against Spartans was nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're a Bees fan, you've got to be very happy with it. But as attempting to be a neutral, like I will say that Spartans didn't exactly turn up in the first half at times, but it was mainly just like a lot of their shots just weren't connecting. Like most of the time, their tracking's pretty good, and their single ball throws can get their selection of their who they're targeting and then how they're tracking the players is pretty top notch, and it just wasn't landing for them in the first half. Maybe it was just because they were warming up and getting used to it, but in the second half they were doing a lot better on making those hit and when they had majority possession, and I think that was a big difference in how they came back into the game.
I would actually argue that it was that we weren't making the hits that was the big issue. What we were doing in the first half is we were playing a strong single ball game, which kind of picked off their stronger throwers in the middle a lot. In the second half, in the early sets on our single balls, we stopped hitting them, and I can't remember who it was. One of them was just taking catch after catch after catch in the exact same doing the exact same dodge and taking it in the gut every time. And every time whoever it was that came into the outbox, like they were getting a bollock in from either me or fellow teammates going, "Can you stop fucking throwing at him, please?"
Wasn't there one set that had like 5 catches in?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the same person that took like 3 or 4 of them as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it was that they were throwing better in the second half. I just thought we allowed them to. We were missing. We were allowing them to feel more confident and get into the game a lot more, rather than kind of continue to bury our chances. And if you give Spartans, an opportunity, like 9 times out of 10 they'll take it, and that's what kept it so close. Going into the latter stages of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably a mixture of all of them, to be honest. Like it wouldn't be one thing or the other. I think it's probably a combination of things that turn the tide slightly.
Yeah, fair.
Because I don't like the sets weren't won by much in the first half. nor in the second half, but it was just enough that made the difference on paper with the set differences, and who would come out on top, and that's why the game ended up close, because it was a close game from watching it back. But yeah, also again, you gotta note that how many injuries Spartans have had and how many players they were missing. As a team, I think it's still impressive.
Bees have never had to deal with that.
I was gonna say, like, what seems to be making that comment about in a matchup?
No.
Bees have had one of the most variable lineups for years now. Is quite impressive.
Yeah, no, definitely. But Spartans are still second in the table.
Only by they're scraping it at the moment.
Yeah, but they're still second.
Yeah,
but
okay.
yeah, I still think it's impressive. Is what I'm trying to say is that I know Bees have had a massively variable lineup, but Spartans have had it pretty tough this year, and they're still managing to come pretty high in the table and second at the moment. We'll see what happens on the last day, but still looking pretty good for them.
To be honest, I really don't know. I need to see the fixtures for next meet, but they dropped 3 points today in a meet that you would have expected minimum 4 to be taken away, because that Rangers side is not they had a very good day that day, Rangers, but
yeah, I mean, that was the next thing I kind of wanted to point out is just Rangers had a stupidly good day, and they had 6 players. I don't know if you saw that, but there's just 6 of them. They only got 6 players. They didn't need more than 6 to beat Spartans or draw Spartans and draw
Meteors as well.
Yeah,
that's an absurd turnout for a 6-man squad.
And absolutely decimated Norwich Nighthawks, which, to be honest, going into that day, I would have said after seeing the lineups for Rangers, I would have said that Norwich had the potential to give them a bit of a game. You never know what Norwich is going to turn up. Sometimes they're really strong and difficult to beat. Other times just wither away. I didn't actually get to watch this match properly, but I can. the scoreline would very much suggest that they withered away quite well.
Yeah, I mean, to our audio listeners, it was 6-18 to Rangers, and then the Rangers Spartans game was 12-all.
And the Rangers Meteors game was 12-all as well.
12-all, yeah.
And that's, that Rangers squad is 6 people. When we're talking about injuries racking clubs, that's what's happened with that Rangers club, is availability, but also injuries meant that they could only bring 6. So I understand what you're trying to get at by being like, oh, poor Spartans, they don't have their favorite lineup possible. But I think at this point in the season, with such a condensed season as well, it's normal for clubs to be missing key players because we've got such a short timeline. Anyone who picked up an injury in the second or third meet is potentially still injured at this point. So you kind of just end up with this situation where you have to have enough depth in your squad to make it through. And I actually think that kind of the flowers that you're trying to give Spartans there should really be given to Rangers instead, for that ability to just not even depth necessarily in the club, but just the sheer quality of players that they've got in the
Can't they both be given flowers?
No.
More to Rangers.
I think it's impressive either way.
Listen, how often do we big up Rangers? Let them have it.
Yeah.
I don't think Spartans need bigging up anymore. I think Spartans, they're wonderful and everyone thinks that they're wonderful. And I agree, they're wonderful. But I think that in this meet, they're not the club that we should be giving their flowers to. They had a pretty abysmal meet, as you said. I think we should be focusing on not the fact that it was their failings that made that happen, but rather that their opponents really stepped up under difficult circumstances. It wasn't just that they were playing against an easy Spartans team.
Yeah. No, I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Nick's just trying to angle a wee transfer to Spartans next season, so he wants to get the kiss ass in early.
It's like, be right back. Let me just drop being president for a minute and go play for another club.
Mr. President.
Lots of love leads. Bye. One game I did enjoy watching was the Storm Meteors game, because that was close all the way through, and Meteors did just enough to give them a 2-set lead with I think it was 2:10 left on the clock, and they had a 2-set lead, and it ended up being 5v1 or something like that, and they just couldn't get the final hit. Like Sam Lav even had to try and do like a suicide attempt to try and get it, and as he jumped up, the whistle went, and it's like, yep, nope, not happening.
It's called a leap of faith.
Okay, I'm sorry. Shall I edit that out? Yeah, one of those things. And he still missed, I think, and ended up giving the Meteors player a big hug when he landed. But yeah,
That's a yellow card.
Oh, so yeah.
I can't remember which international tournament it was, but I remember Neely went for a leap of faith, and then I think it was it might have been against NI, and he gave like a pat in the back to whoever it was that he threw at, and then the referee gave him a yellow. For the life of me, I can't remember which tournament it is. If anybody remembers when that was, please let me know, because I actually want to watch that back now. Because I just remember watching it. I think it might have been Newcastle. I think I might have been a referee for this. No, I wasn't. I definitely wasn't. I never would have given the yellow card for that. I just remember seeing it and just going like, "What the fuck is this referee?" I'm now absolutely freaking out that it might have been me. And moving on.
Yeah, otherwise I was going to say Storm handled their business, which is good to see, because still fingers crossed for them coming third.
Nearly would have been a huge day for Storm if they were able to turn that around against Meteors. It would have put them... Oh, they still would have been third on score difference, but
a nice...
Yeah, the thing is, right, is that going into this league, mate, I would have said top 3 pretty much secured of Meteor, Spartans, and Storm. And somehow that is dramatically changed into a 3-4-way race for
a bit of a dogfight.
A 3-way race for British champs and a 4-way race for second. You could even, like, again, depending on what the fixtures are, like Spartans are potentially threatening to be dropped out of the British champs race as well, because it's only top 3 that go through.
Yeah.
Spicy is what I'm trying to say, Nick. Nick, this is the most exciting the fucking this league's been in years. I'm
not
it's
saying
the shittest thing you've ever heard. Oh my god!
I literally didn't say anything.
Exactly.
Says nothing. Gets roasted for not being excited. Like, I'm excited by it. I think it's
the
great.
Relegation battle.
I'm actually interested in. I'm actually invested in this season for the Men's Super League for the first fucking time. Like, I do think it's been a good season, a good league. What can I say? Good fucking job to Silverback. They were bottom of the league last time I checked. They got a win. They got 2 wins, for fuck's sake, today.
Yeah, they got 2 wins. They're now out of the relegation zone.
And they had a pretty good match against Storm. They'd be pretty happy with that. So, Silverbacks making the league interesting as well. Like,
and Silverbacks.
I'd say, Nick, you're giving the flowers again. I love it.
Look at me being fucking positive. Tries to say that Spartans 2 and the Rangers, try and be positive about that. Gets told no, can't happen, not allowed. All right, okay, I won't be positive then. Stop being negative about the league, Nick.
More positive. Oh my god, Nick,
it.
start being more positive. How are people gonna listen to this? Honestly, this is the kind of mood we're all in. Like, it's that Friday feeling. We're all feeling good. The final meet's on Sunday. I've had a beer, even though it's non-alcoholic. I'm still feeling a bit tipsy for some reason. I'm just gonna say I'm high on life right now. This is what it feels like to be drunk. I would never know.
I would never drink alcohol. Definitely not.
No, not us.
How the fuck did Silverback get like 12-10 against Spartans 2 and then 14-10 to Storm? Like,
right?
I just after Nick said it, I just copped onto this. And yet they lose by 1 to Meteor. Like, what are these results to this day? This is such a weird day.
Anyway, Men's Super League is probably some of the most interesting scorelines for this meet, which is such a shame that it's the league
except
that we
for Sheriffs.
Yeah, well, Sheriffs be sheriffing.
Yeah, they do. they really do be sheriffing.
That's so true. I named Cam Relton. He's wrecked that squad.
It's all his fault.
I mean, you look at it, to be fair, like, as soon as he's left Storm and Storm start winning things, like,
Oh, and then Sheriff's, yeah, it does all add up, unfortunately, for him.
I'm sorry, lad, like...
As
Did
somebody who's always
Scotland
picked
use
him up, even I'm starting to question myself for saying he's a good player. Jesus.
We love you, but...
Does that mean he's going to get sacked from? Does he play for Astros? Is that the team he plays for?
Yeah.
Does that
Isn't
mean
he
he's
like
getting
one of the organisers of that club? Like, I don't think he's gonna be
he's
sacking
set up.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, the
But
hostile
they're
takeovers are a real thing.
Oh god.
Why do people listen? I don't get it.
Yeah. Anyway, Sheriff's not having a great
Remember we
day
used to
with
do
3.
good analysis of leagues.
When?
No. That definitely never happened.
Back on track. 3 losses for Sheriffs. Also, a bit of an interesting day for Derby, getting 2 pretty convincing wins. 22-2 over Spartans 2 and 15-7 over Sheriffs, but not able to put it against Bees. That was a really interesting match to watch, I'm not going to lie. That's one of the best Super League matches I've watched in a while. Like, I really enjoyed watching that game. Like, it had pretty much everything. Like, there were some sets that were like really slow and methodical, trying to pick people off. There were some sets that were pure chaos. There was some that was just like based on running counters and stuff like that. It was a fantastic game to watch. I really enjoyed it. Would rate 10 out of 10.
I think Colum's about to die happy on air.
I just heard Nick say he just watched one of the best matches of dodgeball, and it was men's Super League.
Well, no, hang on. I said best Super League matches, not one of the best dodgeball matches.
Yeah, that includes women's Super League, and you love that shit.
Oh, okay, fair.
Oh my god. Oh, this is maybe I'm drunk.
I think we dragged it out as much as I can. To be honest, I don't have much else to say on this league. Like, there were some class matches, but let's look at the table.
Yeah, sure.
Like at the table.
Because this is what it all comes down to this weekend. So for audio listeners, Meteor's pretty much clear at the top. 13 wins, 2 draws on 28 points. With Spartans in second on 23 points. So what? Quick maths. 5 points drift, which means they need 3 wins and Meteors to lose. Yeah, lose all of their games, right? Or come away with 1 draw.
So they can draw 1 if they win the set difference.
Yep.
But yeah, basically mathematically possible, highly unlikely.
Yep. Storm and Rangers third and fourth, 21 points each, 9 wins and 3 draws each. Storm ahead on set difference. Bees down in 5th, followed by Derby, 20 points and 18. And then you get into sort of the relegation fight of Sheriffs, Silverbacks, Spartans 2 and Nighthawks. Sheriffs and Silverbacks currently with a bit of a buffer going into the last round of 7 and 6 points each. And then Spartans 2 and Nighthawks on 3 points at the bottom. So, yeah, going to be a tough day for Spartans 2 and Nighthawks to climb out of that relegation fight.
It could be a very interesting day because, so if you look at the bottom, Sheriffs are playing Spartans 2. Coventry are playing Norwich Nighthawks. Which, if the results go to Spartans and Nighthawks' way, could create a bit of tension throughout the day. Potentially. There's like there's some big matches like going on. So Spartans have, I know we're kind of going into the fixtures, but with it being the final league meet, it's quite
useful having the table up.
Yeah. So with the table in mind, having Spartans are playing Silverbacks, they're playing Meteors is the last game for them, and they're playing Sheriffs.
Yeah, so, Meteors is the last game of the season for them, for their league, right?
Yeah, and before that they have Sheriffs and Silverbacks. So you would right now you would expect them to get 4 points, right?
So, I mean, just for audio listeners, what's on the line right now is obviously Meteors are pretty much guaranteed the win of the season, like to win the league. Unlikely they're going to falter, so it's theirs to lose. But then second through sixth are split by 5 points, which means mathematically they can end up anywhere. Likelihood of that is hard to say. What's going to happen if Spartans have another day like they did last time? Anything's very much on the cards. But yeah, so there's 5 points.
The other thing on the line. So not only is it a medal for the top three, it's also their ticket to British champs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it only the top 3 that go through?
Yeah.
It might be fourth as well. I don't know if they still count one of the spots as the previous champions.
I think they do. I think they do. So I think it would be top 4 because Meteors won it last year, right?
Yeah. They won it.
Yeah, so I think it would be top 4 that will go through. Well,
I'm not 100. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'll. So even if it is top 4, like it is still a big meet.
Yeah.
Like there's so much on the line, and it's not just the medal. Like British champs is a big day, and with the format that it has being the kind of like round robin esque group stages, with the right draw, like you could easily make it to the final. Assuming you have a decent squad available. So yeah, there's a lot on the line, and there's some huge matches. Like Meteors have a big day in terms of playing Spartans, playing Killer Bees, who have a lot to play for. And I cannot find their last game. This is the issue about this bloody Excel sheet, is trying to find stuff whenever you need it.
Wait, sorry.
Derby Phantoms as well. You know what? Like,
it's an exciting.
That's a tough day for Meteors. Like every team they're playing has a lot on the line.
Let's go on to the fixtures. There you go. You can see it all beautified out. Yeah, so top 5 fixtures, so top 5 teams. Meteors have Derby, Bees, and Spartans. Spartans have Silverbacks, Sheriffs, and Meteors. Rangers? Oh no, Storm first. Storm have Bees, Spartans 2, and Rangers. Oh man, that's gonna be a hell of a game.
There's a lot of like very, very big games in terms of
Rangers
for the top 6 and for the bottom 4 as well. Like everybody's playing their competition pretty much.
Rangers have a flipping interesting day against Derby, Storm, and Bees. Like if they win all 3 of them, they are putting themselves in the best position to be, second.
Realistically, right? Bees are probably like the Bees pretty much have to beat Storm at the start of the day if they want a chance to make it. Yeah. Especially if they're looking to push for medal contention, like they have to beat Storm. That's their big game.
Yep.
To start off with, Meteors. Again, you're almost looking to have to go for the 3 wins if you're really looking to secure it, because you're gonna have to make Storm and Rangers drop points, and then the knock-on effect is Storm are playing Rangers as well. Oh, this is gonna be such a good meet.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be like Rangers have.
It really is.
If Rangers win all 3, like Rangers must be looking at this and thinking second is very achievable for them, because if they win all 3 of their matches, they are knocking Derby out the way, they're knocking Storm out the way, they're knocking Bees out the way, and then also on top of that, like all they need is Meteors to beat Spartans, and then it comes down to set difference, which at the moment is very much looking in Spartans' favour, to be fair, but. Who knows? Like,
if assuming Spartans lose, like that could tumble down as well.
Yeah, but not by like 80, because at the moment Bedford Rangers have.
Is that how bad it is?
Yeah, Jesus. Rangers have a set difference of 16, and then Spartans are on 98.
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
So, but is it possible for Spartans to drop a point, one singular point against Silverbacks or Sheriffs? I mean, Rangers.
Silverbacks are annoying to play. Like, I can't see Sheriffs beating them. Like, they're a good team that kind of like usually matching the level of their opposition, but rarely does it really get over the line. Get the odd upset, but I just even with Spartans missing who they're missing, gonna make the assumption that none of them are returning.
Yep.
I still think that's good enough to beat Sheriffs right now. They just don't look
Yeah.
up there currently. The last meet
But
kind
the
of
Silverbacks game.
Silverbacks are just like because of the way they play and it being so slow and methodical, and they grind out every set whether they're winning it or losing it. Like they keep it a close game the entire time usually. They have the opportunity to sneak a win or a draw against Spartans. You can't put it past them. Like especially they took London Storm to 14-10.
Yep.
There's probably 2 to 3 sets that were very tight in that one hit would have changed it around to a win for them. So if there was a game that was going to cost Spartans, it'd probably be that one.
Yeah, I'd agree. Especially as I think if you look at the last few league meets as well, Spartans have had. In fact, this season, Spartans have not had a good first game. Like, they lost to Bees as their first game. They drew to Derby as the first game. Like, their first game of the day has been their weakest one. I think that could be a real.
That's an interesting point.
Real interesting match to go watch. See how they warm up into it.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
on the other
especially after Spartans will be watching that Bees Storm game as well.
Yeah.
And keeping a very close eye, and might be using that to kind of spur themselves on if, especially if Bees come away with it.
I mean, no offense, I will be rooting for Storm. I predicted them top 3. I need them. I want them
to. No. No, it's probably the most exciting the Men's Super League has looked going into the final meet in a long time. Like I'm even sat here looking at Meteors going like they're not guaranteed,
3 wins
for first place. Yeah, like especially like they're playing 3 teams who have to win. Like if they want to guarantee a medal or a place at British champs, like they pretty much have to win the majority of their games, and they'll be looking to come out swinging against them. And then Spartans versus Meteors being the last game of the day, even if the title isn't on the line, Spartans love to turn up against Meteors. Like they'll always make that a hell of a game, no matter who's on the court.
Yeah, I think one thing to say about Meteors, especially this season, is like one thing I've enjoyed watching about them is don't be surprised if at halftime it's a very close match. And then in the second half, Meteors is just absolute. Like they come together, they have like, right, this is what we're gonna do. We've learned their weaknesses, let's exploit them, and then they just do it. And in the second half, they just turn it up again. They have done that so well. Like I think they were playing Spartans 2, and I think they were only up by 1 set at half time, and then just like had a completely clean second half.
Basically, what they like to do is in the first half they play a slow, methodical game of playing that single ball. Don't really have to go too aggressive. Don't make too many, impulsive moves. And if they're storming it, then they keep playing that same game. If it's a really tight game, then they go into more multi-ball throws. They go into more pre-throws. They're more aggressive on doing stuff like charges or big counters. Like they can play any style of play that they want to do. I think, like you said, they're really good at sizing up the opposition in the first half and working out where, the weaknesses are, who's going to be the easy hits if they're to change into, a pre-throw game. Because I remember the first time I played them, like they were just burying me on the pre-throws, and it worked every time. Like they knew exactly when I was going to be planting the foot, exactly how I was going to be moving. Like they had me down to a T, and that was only after watching me for 15 minutes. Like they're really good at it, and you can see it from like their team talks that every single one of them is chipping in and giving their 2 cents, and they're all really, really smart players. There'd be an interesting. There actually would be a team I'd love to kind of listen in on their team talks and stuff to see how they size up the opposition and make those changes. Just purely want to know whether it's on the fly or whether it's actually methodical or not.
There must be something at halftime. It's happened against too many teams that have too many
Yeah,
different
no,
play
I would
styles for it to-
agree. I would
like,
agree. But they're all
must
just
be.
very, very smart individuals and read games very well. So
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I think Zoe, you were going to mention on the flip side the matches that are at the bottom of the table.
Well
Um,
noticed. Yeah, so the just interesting the matches on the other side. I'd say Nighthawks seem to be the best positioned match wise there because they've got Spartans twos, Silverbacks, and
Sheriffs.
Sheriffs. So that's an interesting selection of matches for them. All three of those are at the bottom of the table with them, whereas like the bottom end of the table.
yeah.
Whereas Spartans twos, obviously, yeah, they get to play against Nighthawks and Sheriffs, but they also have to play against Storm, which is not ideal for them. And like
Sheriffs have
what's
to
the
play
other one?
Spartans.
Sheriffs have to play against Spartans. Like it's their opponents get to have two approachable matches and one that's a bit out of range for them. Whereas Nighthawks, even though they're lower in the table, I would say are quite strongly positioned actually to try and drag themselves out of the relegation because they are in the relegation, right? Then
They're bottom of the table right now in set difference.
Yeah.
It's,
So that's interesting for them to be bottom of the table, and yeah, I would still say they're strongly positioned to try and change their position. I don't know if that's enough for them to drag themselves above ninth. I would say it would be pretty understandable for them to finish ninth instead of 10th now, but
I
think
wouldn't be surprised if it turns out that like if Sheriffs and Silverbacks get one win, and it literally coming down to like 1 point at the end of the season that's separating the bottom four, and it will look like it's really tight, but it is just a case of Sheriffs and Silverback have done just enough before the last league meet to make themselves safe enough. Because Silverbacks is like they've got Nighthawks, but they've also got Spartans in Derby. Like that's a rough one.
I was just thinking, like, I could see them dropping 4 points, and I could see 6 points because I could see Norwich picking up potentially 3 wins here.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
could
Like, it's not impossible.
that could massively screw over Silverbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a very interesting league meet all around. Like there really isn't that many games that have little meaning to them. Don't think any of the games have little meaning to them right now.
I mean, it's the end of the season and everyone's within mathematical range of each other,
Crazy,
so
isn't it? Yeah.
they all matter.
Well,
There's
Super
no
League.
in other tables, and there's always
Nick's
like one
happy.
like mathematically stuck where they are. But
Yes.
Oh, Nick
yes.
can't even try and find a favorite team in this league to support next year. Jesus.
I mean, to be fair, my team this season has been Storm. Like that has been the team that I've
I
been.
don't know. Did you not hear you trying to give Spartans their flowers for about 10 minutes straight? Like, I think Storm's got some competition here.
I mean, I love how every time I say something like, this is the team I'm going to support, and then you're like, no, this is what you think. Like, last year it was like, well, obviously I'm supporting Leeds, and then you're like, no, Wessex is clearly your favourite team. Like,
but they were. So like,
Right.
but they're not. Leeds is.
It's
like,
not my fault. You're in denial.
Anyway, let's move on, right?
if you
Predictions.
tally up the talking minutes on each team, I think you'll find Wessex was your favourite team.
By far, it's not. It wasn't even close.
Whatever.
Ooh.
What do you say?
I'm Column. That's
You are
fun.
Colin. And
Um,
that is
Zoe
so wrong.
is the catching out.
I'll fix that real quick.
I'm a
I'm assuming
fractal
this is
list.
going to be edited out.
BRB.
Love how he's dragging me across to you.
This little neutral zone. Changed
I've
podcast.
line faulted.
Won't be the first, won't be the last. Hey, it's fixed.
Here, next ball me.
Well,
Right
they
off.
heard that because definitely edited that one out.
And action.
Indeed.
Next Texan is bitches.
I'm trying to find the social media
It's got
results.
He's got Tinder open.
Social media.
I don't have
yeah.
Tinder. Jesus. Right. Predictions. We've got match to catch is Storm v Rangers. Which court it was on at what time is on the slide before. Go watch it. Don't listen to find out, or go find our social medias because it'll be on there as well. Would you like me to go first?
Yeah, go on.
I mean, I think
Go for it.
I think you know what I'm.
This is the
be...
least. Sorry, this will be the most shocking one we've ever done.
Yeah, there we go. Right, Storm,
What?
let's go.
You think Wessex is going to win, Nick?
Can you imagine if Wessex are reffing this match?
Referees.
Not even in the league to ref it, but anyway. Go on, Zoe. We'll go along the table.
I feel like I'm going to get an angry message from a Scottish coach for this one, but I'm Storm. I'm sorry.
Poor Ross. I can hear him crying already. Could also be his kid, but who knows?
They've had a lot of injuries, Rangers, you know.
He's
I mean, it
also
didn't
just
hold
old, isn't he?
Yeah, I meant Rangers in general, not Ross.
Same, yeah. But that means that Nick can give them their flowers, though, so that's good for them. For the game that's on court 2 at 6:30 p.m, I go. I'll go Rangers. Screw it, why not?
I mean, I have no idea who's winning or losing
Six
the
and
prediction.
sevens might break my bones, but Nick's always wrong. I don't know what's happening with me today.
Yeah, you're absolutely on one. Anyway, the public's prediction, because we don't have Bev's prediction, I did not organise that in time. Public's prediction is Storm. 103 votes to 28, 79 to 21%. Which is,
I genuinely thought you were going to say 103% Storm. I'm not going to lie. I can understand why people are going for Storm as favourites. Like the stronger squad depth for sure. Probably change their tactics a lot more easily than the Rangers do, as they kind of rely on that the high pressure on the wings a lot more, and aren't as strong kind of playing that defensive game. But yeah, should be a good match though.
I think if the Rangers squad that showed up last time, like not just as far as the people,
it's a fair assumption. Yeah,
playing style, the way that they all performed, if that shows up, then I think they'll win it. But that's an if. That's a big if. Storm, I don't know. I agree with the what is it? What did you just say? 71%, 79%.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
agree. I would agree with those stats of like most of the time Storm wins it, but in the context of what we just saw Rangers do, that's the 20-odd% in Rangers' favour.
Yeah. Or the 28
never thought I'd
people
predict
that
Rangers
play
to win
at
again.
Rangers.
It's a small.
Yep. Let's go on to Men's League One.
Men's League One. Do we have to? I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, actually, let's talk about it because let's start off with you, Colin. How did Bees do?
I'm sad.
And that's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, it was a very up and down day for us. We got a win, which was absolutely necessary. It was not a pretty win.
God, no, it was not a pretty win.
I fully brought out the grinder bees in that second half because we were all dead and buried, absolutely shattered. And I had to grind out that game. To the point where one of my team members said it was one of the most depressing games of dodgeball he's ever played.
It was like
that was
watching
one
two
that we won.
very, very tired children just like push each other, being like, no, you're annoying. No, you're annoying. Because Rangers didn't want anything to do with that match either. You were both like, why am I here? And I'm like, why am I ball retrieving? Like,
because you had to get your shoes.
Yes, I had to get my shoes back. Like, it was. Oh god!
I got the
dire
best
match.
part of it. I tombstoned Sam Mason. Get
Nice.
Rex on. played him in his own game, and I won.
Was that the highlight of the match, Colin? Was that with the
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
nothing
definitely.
else happened.
Nothing else
No,
happened.
the other highlights was me throwing the most safe throws you'll ever see that were valid. I played the Derby game, but I didn't actually throw it over a meter, unlike Derby. So I showed them how it's properly done. I was really proud of myself. If anything, they should be templating it off of me.
Yeah,
that's
why,
what I'm saying.
and that's why you got caught, right?
Oh,
I am not letting you get away with
by
that
Mikey
one.
or Sam Mason, because they were both pretty bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
And even worse than the Sam Mason one is that. So I was looking at I was looking at Aaron on the far right, thinking that he might pre-throw, and then I just kind of like no look through into the center. And then as I threw, I just looked at it, seen it was Sam, and I was like, fucked it. I didn't even know where the ball was going, but I was like, yeah, this is getting caught no matter where this goes.
As soon as you were walking off, I was like,
I told you not to throw it in first, and I was like, I didn't realize it was him.
I think all of us
threw in that general direction.
all of us were just like, of all the people, of the 6 people on court to throw at, you had 5 other options. You chose the worst target.
I didn't. I literally. I was just. I was convinced that Aaron was pre-throwing, which is why I like stared him down. And then I thought Sam was at the other side of the middle. And then as soon as as the ball like left my hand, I was like, I fucked it. I'm pretty sure you can even see on camera my head like physically dropping down as I realized who I threw at. And just the disappointment. Oh, honestly, the look of disappointment across the worker bees. So I was walking back to the outbox.
It's that meme of everyone looking at you like,
so bad.
Like, what was that?
But listen, I played well enough the rest of the game that I was happy enough. I went where the weight made up for it, and I called Sam back as well, so it's all good. It's all good. Why you don't need to worry about it? Yeah.
Well, the game I want to hear about is the Wessex Bees game. That's what I want to hear about.
We have a really bad issue in the worker bees at the moment of starting really slow. We went 3 sets down, I think, to Wessex at one point. I think it was like 8-4 halftime. I think it was 8-2, something like that. But like they were in control for the majority of the game. They were very strong picking us off with their post throws. Was a really strong part of their game. Their single ball throws were picking off some of our strongest arms in the middle. That was the big difference. If we were surviving the single ball throws, we won the sets. If we were getting picked off, they dominated. Because every time we were put in a position to have to chase the set, we struggled to do that the majority of the time. Like really struggled to do it the majority of the time. There was a few times where, thanks to my accent, me and Callum kept getting confused as to who was throwing. Well, I wasn't getting confused. Callum was getting confused of who was throwing, and that led to a few catches here and there. So that was fun. And then there was a moment where Robbie thought, so I said column. I think he thought it was all one. So that was also a funny incident that happened. So we've had to fix that in terms of the calling whenever I'm doing it.
Have you changed your name then? Have you changed your legal name? Do you need to update the graphics?
Need to update the graphics. No, we'll keep that a secret.
What your name is? Okay.
Yeah, my new name. Don't anybody knowing for team sheet purposes. No, we did really well to bring it back to 11-all going into the final 1 minute set. And then we bottled it. Probably no better word for it. We We lost somebody very early on in the set.
You make it sound like they died. Jesus.
in my eyes, they did.
We lost someone. Rest in peace, King.
Rest in peace, King. They got slayed. Oh, if it was against Ronda, I could have said they've been slayed by the dragon. Damn it. Yeah.
Well, it's fine. You can battle against them as well.
Already did. We've lost 3 games this season by 1 fucking set. It's painful, man. Like, we're bottom of the table, and it's so unjustified. It's fucking painful.
You know they do that stat for like NFL where it's like games decided by one score games. It's like we should have like a stat for 1 set games, like won versus lost.
We should do a graphic calling out worker bees for how much they've bottled things. I think actually we should just post a picture of a bottle.
Let's make this clear. I've only played like 2 or 3 meets. I've only played 2 meets for them. Okay, like
you know that
you can't put this all on me.
you know those like those TikTok videos of like that just do like different stats of like here are the top 5 biggest arenas in the UK and stuff like that. We'd be like, here's the top 5 bottle jobs in the UK.
It's just workers 5 times.
It's like worker bees, Leeds in that one match, Wessex in that one match against Storm 2.
You nearly fucking bottled it against us. We were just bigger bottle jobs.
Not the Battle of the North, the Battle of the Bottle Jobs.
Oh,
Wessex
fuck
against
it's Ross on the call.
The
King of the North.
And why do people listen to us? Yeah, fair enough.
Yes, so yes, we lost the final minute set. We could not. We did not settle ourselves whenever we went 2 players down. Went far too aggressive, and they just binned us off very, very quickly. It was sad, but we are. I'm quietly confident going into the final meet. Like, we will need to get 3 wins to have a chance.
We'll talk about that when we get there. We'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah. Anyway.
Just one of the teams that had one of the most chaotic days ever, MK. Coming away with a single set win against Silverbacks 2, getting somewhat hammered by Sheriffs 2, and then like bringing it within 1 set against Storm 2. I feel like that's just the MK attitude this year. It's just like we'll turn up for the odd game, like like.
Well, not in women's league, they won't.
Oh wow, that was a good one.
That was very quick. That was
a good one. That was good. Watch our other episodes to find out more.
Check our social media.
I'd be worried about them getting annoyed at me, but there aren't any players left in that team to get upset.
Oh, just keep them coming. Just keep them coming.
Unbelievable.
Oh god. Yeah, no, what a chaotic day by MK. Like, you know, 2 games that they clearly took relatively chill, Silverbacks 2 and Sheriffs 2, and then actually turned up for the Storm 2, only to lose. But that's a lot of sets. 14-12, that is a lot of sets in a match, a lot of quick sets, a lot of quick outs, which I think speaks to both their game styles, like play styles when they want to do it. Like Storm 2 are hyper aggressive up the court, taking every shot that they can, and MK are kind of the same. Like they will happily get drawn into chaos, and they're both teams that probably thrive off it, to be honest. So yeah, I can see why it was a high scoring close game, because it's just a bit of a gamble of who was gonna win out on that one. But yeah, chaotic day for them.
What a weird day for Wessex.
Weird day, fucking fantastic day for them.
Yeah, but weird in that, you know. So you were kind of in promotion until, you know, last meet, and you lost by a set to Wessex.
Still technically,
we're bottom of the table and lost by a set, and then they went and fucking fairly battered the
Beagles.
Top of the league, who were unbeaten at that point. Pretty sure they had won every game up to that point.
Yep.
And comfortably beat them.
Yeah, I think
That's a very weird day.
yeah, I think they'd pretty much guaranteed promotion at that point, Beagles, after beating us. But yeah, it was
I
a
think they
bit of a
guaranteed top of the table pretty much at this point.
it was a very
that point.
relaxed. I'm gonna say relaxed lineup for the first half, and then when they had gone down quite significantly, like I think it got to 12-6, or 12-4.
Well, it was 6-6 half time, and then
Was it?
yeah, I think yeah. I was watching it today. It was 6-6 half time.
I thought it was a much higher score for Wessex.
And then second half they won 3 sets in a row, which made it the 12-6 that I think that you see.
Fair enough, yeah.
And then yeah, it was just slowly drawn out game after that. But like Wessex in the second half, just Arnie couldn't get into the second half at all. Mark done a fantastic job. Arnie switched wings to the left hand side, and what I can only assume was hoping to bin off Mark early on in sets. Never happened.
Mark had a fantastic day though. Like he played
quality.
He
quality.
played so well against us.
Basically, my job against him was take the 1-for-1 where I could, and whatever I did, we tended to do a lot better in the sets. Basically, he was fantastic. His surviving was impeccable. He was really difficult. Even trying to catch him out on post throws and counters, he was still surviving them really, really well. So you just kind of had to play the numbers game and try and bin off the rest of his teammates and force him into a more aggressive game. Yeah. But yeah, he was top form. Like, fair play to him. Like he definitely played the biggest part out of the team against us.
Yeah.
He probably go under the radar and.
Sorry, I was just gonna say he's definitely been probably the second most standout player of the season for any team. Like Arnie has been fantastic in terms of the way that he turns around matches and stuff like that, and how much of an impact he is. But Mark by far is one of the most like dangerous players on court in this league. And this league meet especially,
he's played very, very smart this season.
Yeah, this league meet especially, he had a good one. He was on a tear.
Yeah, no, he was very difficult to play against. He made it a really fun game, but a very tough one. And he did the job of just negating the threat of Arnie whenever he swapped across. And the rest of the Wessex team's single ball throws were just binning off Beagles, like hitting them, ball returns, hitting them, ball returns, hitting them, ball returns. And then whenever there are like 2 or 3 players up, they throw a safe one against Arnie, so he just blocks it away, and then just grind it out the rest of the set and pick them off as they're trying to go too aggressive. Like, it was pretty much a combination of what me and you were saying. I can't remember whether it was the last episode or the episode before. Of if you're able to just negate Arnie, whether it's spinning them off or, just being that big threat opposite him, that's how you beat Beagles. The strong single ball game negating them, and they played the numbers and it did really, really well. That second half was really impressive to watch.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look at other matches, see if there's anything else to pick up on. I mean, I could speak to Leeds. We had a absolute shocker. Same thing happened last time of these set of fixtures. Like, just didn't get into the games.
Calls me the bottle job. At least I got a win.
Yeah, we had tough games. Like, I mean, so the Wessex game, I think, came down to the fact that, if I remember correctly, it was like 9.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't watched that game.
I don't think there's a video up of it yet, but I think it was like 11-9 or something, or 9, maybe 9-8, 9-7, and like with the timings, we ended up drawing like the penultimate set or something, which meant that they guaranteed the win. So we were keeping it close most of the way through. I can't remember. I think it might have been 8-4 at half time or 7-5 or something like that.
What, to them or to you?
To them. And we just weren't able to claw it back. Did a decent job in the second half, but Wessex were definitely the better team. Not much I can say to that, to be honest. And then same with the Beagles. Beagles just Well, we just got outplayed most of the day, to be honest. I think it was in terms of play style, we played the three teams that have a play style that just really match up against us well. And we just weren't able to handle it at all. Weren't able to alter play style or anything to try and get back into it. So yeah, not much to say.
Call of 2 had a phenomenal day for them. A win, a draw, has made it extremely tough for workers going into the final meet. Like a huge win against Rangers 2, a big draw against Ronda. Like you wouldn't have expected them to get a point off of them because Ronda have been playing so well this season. I would have expected them to do a lot better against Silverbacks.
We'll get onto it later. Ronda's stats are wild because they have 5 draws.
Yeah.
So, they have been playing well, but they've also had some draw. In this league meet, they drew to Sheriffs 2 and Silverbacks 2. Two teams that will, without a doubt, be going to the playoffs. Or if not,
no, fuck him. I'm knocking Silverbacks 2 to pure
or getting relegated. Either way, they're in the bottom half of the table. They're going to be fighting for their lives. And Ronda, who are fighting in the promotion battle, are drawing to them, and it's what the hell? And then they go and beat us. Such a chaotic league in terms of play styles, who matches up well against each other.
Honestly, this was a really we were obviously expecting them to get 2 points against Rangers 2, with the amount of injuries Rangers seem to be having recently.
Yeah,
I expected them to beat them. I really, even with Ronda having 3 draws going into this meet, I wasn't expecting them to draw against Silverbacks 2 and Sheriffs 2. I would have said they had enough in the tank to be honest, comfortably beat both of them. I know Sheriffs 2 have been tough to beat, but I still think Ronda have been really good at their aggressive game. That they would have both crumbled. But yeah, that was a painful point for Silverbacks to get, because it means there's a lot of pressure on us going into this meet now, and it gives Silverbacks that if they can take that momentum going into this last meet, they can definitely secure a playoff place. Which, with how well they've been playing, because they played well that day. Getting a draw against Ronda is no easy feat. So yeah, annoying. I was not happy.
But to explain why this all matters so much, the league table for Men's League One, Bedford Mighty Eagles at the top, almost guaranteed first place, not mathematically secure, but pretty much guaranteed it, with 14 wins and 1 loss on 28 points. And then the chaos ensues. So Wessex in second with 11 wins and 1 draw, 23 points. Storm 2, 10 wins, 1 draw, 21 points. Ronda, 7 wins, 5 draws on 19 points. Leeds on 8 wins and 1 draw on 17 points. That's the race for promotion at the moment. MK are in no man's land. Pretty much 6 wins, 3 draws, 15 points, and then the bite. Well, the fight for who can not be automatically relegated. So reminder that because after Men's League One, it splits into regional leagues. The way it works is the bottom 2 for Men's League One will be automatically demoted. The first place in Men's League North 2 and Men's League South 2 will be automatically promoted, and second place from both those leagues will play against 7th and 8th in this league for a round robin table to get promoted. Yeah. And at the moment, Sheriffs 2 and Silverbacks 2 are in that round robin fight on 11 and 9 points each, and Worker Bees and Rangers 2 on 4 and 3 points respectively, going to get automatically demoted. Should we start at the bottom and then work our way up? It's only Silverbacks really that can get drawn into it, because Sheriffs 2 are guaranteed at least
they're guaranteed at least playoffs.
maybe
very
even
unlikely that they'll
maybe
scrape
even
out to
safety.
sixth. Yeah.
Like unlikely, but it's a possibility.
Yeah.
And then it comes down between Bees bees need 3 wins and Silverbacks to only pick up a point, and then it comes down to set difference. But straight up losing.
No, set difference, like where we would have to batter them like 20-0.
Well,
to,
10
to even
10
have
nil
a,
would
have a chance.
10-0. Well, 20-10. A set difference of 10 would give you a set difference of 20 swing.
Yes. So 20-0.
Yeah, that would get you even without the other wins that you need. Like you need other wins to put you higher. So what I'm saying is
But basically, the most realistic way of us getting into the playoffs is winning all 3 and Silverbacks losing all 3.
Yeah.
Like realistically, that's why the draw was painful. Because at least with the draw, it would have meant that we still had would have had a much better chance of if we had just beaten them, because I mean they were guaranteed to drop at least 2 points. And I think they're playing Beagles as one of their competitions, so I'm kind of hoping that they turn up with a strong squad, looking to finish comfortably top of the table. So yeah, it sucks to have it out of our hands quite a bit. At least we're playing them on the day, which is a positive for us, assuming we win. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. Like we really have to turn up and play the best dodgeball we have all season.
Yeah. And then on the other half of the table, I realise I've got Wessex and Storm 2 the wrong way around. Storm 2 are currently second and Wessex are third. I just put Wessex there because for some reason in my head I'd already thought they're going to come second. But looking at their fixtures, they've definitely got the easier run in. But there is a scenario where 2nd through 5th all end up on the same points. And it's not impossible for it to happen. I'm going to put it that way.
I love how I said this to you and you're like, no, it can't happen, blah, blah, blah.
I thought it was like unrealistic, super unrealistic it's going to happen. And if I put my optimistic hat on...
Well, it is unrealistic to happen, but I was the one that said it was possible.
Yeah, I mean... Well, yeah, let's go on to the fixtures.
Listen, Nick, me and you both have to wear our big positive hats going into this. In fact, I need you to get a fucking win against Coventry if memory serves.
Yeah, we need to win Coventry. So, in terms of how it goes with Storm 2 at top, for all of us to end up tied, it requires Storm 2 to lose to Bedford Mighty Eagles, Leeds Owls, and to who have they got? Rhondda as well. All 3 in the top 5 at the moment, so it's possible. Wessex would need to win 1 game, and then they would be tied, which they play MK, they play Rhondda, and they also play Rangers 2. So they're likely to beat Rangers 2. That will be their win, and hopefully MK can cause an upset against them. Then you've got Rhondda would need to win 2 matches and no more, and they're playing Wessex, Storm 2, and Bedford Mighty Eagles, which, based on the results we need to go anyway, we need them to beat Wessex and Storm 2, so that would be the only 2 wins that would work out for them, and then we would need to win all 3, which means we need to beat Silverbacks 2, Storm 2, and Sheriffs 2. And I was looking back at the fixtures the last time of these set of fixtures. The only results that didn't go that way is that Rhondda and Wessex drew. MK beat Wessex, so that was fine. And Wessex and Rhondda drew, and Storm 2 beat Rhondda. So if 1 set different or something like 2 sets went different in both those games, then we can work out and have a 4-way tie for 2nd place. Which Wessex will probably still win on set difference, but hey.
I was just looking at that, and well, it's a bit no, because Wessex have to lose 2 of their games, right?
Yeah, but I mean, what if they lose 2 of their games? They could lose. It's probably going to be 4 sets, so they're going to be on 54. Then that would require Storm 2 to gain 12 sets in one match, and us to get 20 sets in 3 matches. So in set difference, it's unlikely. It'll probably still be West 6.
You just need to absolutely crush Coventry Silverbacks, is what I'm saying. You know, just go out, batter them 20-0.
Just crush anyone we play. To be honest, I think that's the mentality.
Yeah, if you can
right?
do that, I'd be happy with you. We'd still be friends at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If you lose to Coventry, I'm leaving the podcast. Throw that out into the world. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it. Just I wanted to go into this meet with like, you know, a good chance of making the playoffs. It's got to be a hell of a day for us. We've got a good squad going into it though, and we're playing really well on training on Tuesday. So, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day.
So Bees have Sheriffs 2, MK, and Silverbacks 2, which, yeah, 3 matches that are possible, but also could be very difficult.
I love Zoe's like big raise the eyebrow.
I'm just ready for this segment to be done.
And on that note,
Yeah, let's
what a segue into predictions.
ready for
The
talk about.
point of splitting up the podcast was not to make it longer.
Yeah, that was a bad idea, wasn't it?
It would have
Anyway.
been this length either way, mate.
Yeah, probably would have. Right, Storm 2 v Ronda. That is our match to catch this time. It could have been a lot of matches, to be fair, but I think this is probably going to be the most impactful for 3rd place, most likely.
I'll be honest, I was very tempted to put in Bees versus Coventry.
But would it have been a good quality game? Colin, who are you? I think so.
Right, which result does the most damage to you? Yeah, fuck it, Storm 2. Fuck you, Nick. Fuck you.
Anyway, who are you predicting? Storm 2 v Ronda.
Storm 2, you little bitch.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that. For the same logic, as well, actually.
What a woman.
Oh, I love you guys.
Yeah, go kiss up the Spartans more. That's you're gonna be saying whenever they reject you.
I mean, I have to support Ronda in this position, so let's hope. Nothing I can do about it. In all seriousness, I think Ronda do have the capability to beat Storm 2, but I think it's gonna be a genuinely close match. Both teams are going to be throwing
It's
that.
probably going to be a
absolute
draw,
all
let's
into it.
be honest.
I would not be surprised if we see a lot of draws this weekend.
Just not from Coventry or Bees.
Please.
You better fucking beat them, Nick.
You're being mean to me. I don't think I will. And then
To hear that, the Leeds president is saying he's got a match fix.
I'm just picturing like
Really get on
scorers. Leeds are about to win the match, and Nick just makes dead eye contact with you as he steps
He
right
just-
off court.
No, he looks at me with the ball in his hand and just throws it like up in the air towards the opposition, towards Macaulay. Macaulay's just waiting there for the catch.
Is it bad that I still think he might drop it? Like,
He took a fucking immense double catch. Like,
Nah,
we'll
to
not
be
talk
fair.
about the fact he then ran up court and threw away a catch straight afterwards, but it was still a sick double catch, though.
don't do two things. The public vote, 69 votes to 50 in favour of Storm 2, so 58% to 42%. Pretty close vote.
It feels like, do you remember during lockdown whenever British Dodgeball done the, like, like my posts and you get win. It feels like Storm are just like spam botting like all of our votes again.
They're a pretty big club. They have a lot of people to spam things with.
What? London's big? No way.
What? No. You can't really say that anymore. There's like
Oh
3
my
clubs there,
God.
so
Is there a third? I can only think of two.
PB.
Yeah, PB's.
Oh,
in
I
London.
forgot that's a thing.
Yeah.
Wow, PB, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Colin forgot you existed.
Who are you? Who are you?
Oh my dear lord. Let's end this while we can.
They won their league. How dare
Yeah.
you forget them?
Damn it. And yeah, they might be one of the reasons that we end up seeing 2-3 leagues for women's next year. Maybe. I don't know.
See.
Anyway.
Bad thing. That's up for debate, isn't it?
Yeah. That's going to be on the other podcast that will be on YouTube and in your stream feeds.
What,
but thanks for...
Patreon?
Yeah, that one. To be fair, that one already happened this week and it's not on YouTube. But definitely go give them a listen. Yeah, we've lost that a lot this year.
Sorry.
I'm as much to blame as you are, mate.
I try so hard. Anyway. Thank you for listening.
That like some kind of dramatic teenage girl in some like chick. Ugh, I tried
to make it work. Giving a summer job and a boyfriend was so difficult.
Just Coldplay playing in the background, like.
No, it's got to be a How to Save a Life.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
No, oh no, what's the song? What did you say? What's that? Is that the song that they play every time there's like a death in like a teenage sitcom?
That's
back in
the-
day? Yeah.
The SNL skit where they're all shooting each other. That song playing.
No other dodgeball podcast. Well, actually, no. Neutral Zone do a real good job of like shouting out.
They go
cultural
into much
references.
nerdier
They go.
tangents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't
like,
know
they definitely-
frickin' Men Down Under Vegemite sandwich references. So, you know, you
Which
win
I
some, you
didn't.
lose some.
Maybe I'm on the wrong podcast.
Yeah, go join them when I end up stepping
Yeah,
off court.
I'll talk about pod races.
Anyway, thanks for listening. Go give us a review, hopefully 5 stars on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast.
Please don't judge us in this episode.
Hey, actually, to be fair, I'm not going to say any of the others are better because this is not the worst episode this season so far. So, no, oh my
But
god.
like we say, it's the worst. It's also the funniest. So like it's swings and roundabouts. Depends what you want from a podcast.
Anyway,
Think about whenever we start interviewing people on this, like we're fucked. Whenever we're actually allowed to go off on tangents for hours at a time.
God. I mean, I've tried to close this podcast down like 3 times now. Anyway, thanks for listening to us. Give us a rating, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
What did you say?